A quick note at this stage, these are not all functions available in the DAX language. I just want to focus onto the core functions which allow you to quickly get started with it. Feel free to dive deeper here in the official docs later, but for the moment, let's focus onto these core functions here. The first function types we have are text functions. Text functions are, well, we know it already, our good old concatenate. With concatenate, we can combine strings from multiple columns into a new combined string in a new column here. We also have so-called information functions. What's an information function? Well, an information function is this isNumber example I was referring to earlier when we talked about Booleans. Information here simply means we can find out more about our data we want to analyze. Here I want to find out whether 2020 is a number. Well, obviously this is true. Therefore, we also get back a Boolean here confirming this. Another function type are logical functions. A pretty popular logical function is the if statement here. You might notice if you have some data analysis experience or if you're coming from a programming background, if statements allow you to check whether a certain condition is met or not. Here we want to check if a row in the population column contains a value bigger than 100,000. If this is the case, we want to return big. In all other cases, so if this is not the case, so if the value is equal to 100,000 or below 100,000, then I want to return small. This would be our results, big or small therefore. The next function type are math or mathematical functions. An example here would be the round function. Round here simply tells us that I want to round 352.867 to 2 decimal places. Well, the result right here, therefore, would be 352.87. So here you need a decimal number as a data type, obviously, otherwise this wouldn't work. We are almost done. 3 more function types to come though. The next one are statistical functions, and here I can finally show you an example I was referring to plenty of times throughout the course, the average formula, the average function here. Average here would calculate the average of the population column in the dim fact table. I do not present the result right here as I didn't calculate it yet. We can do it, of course, later together. In addition to that, we also have filter functions. We saw the filter already in the query editor actually. We had the, user interface, which allowed us to set the filter to filter for different years, for example. This can also be done in the DAX language, of course. Here, for example, with the filter function, here we would say that in the dim fact table, in the year column, I only want to have the values if the year is equal to 2020. And finally, we can also interact with dates in the DAX language. For this, we need date and time functions. And one example here would be the calendar function, which allows us to create a calendar with a specified starting and ending date. And with this calendar function, I would actually like to end this theory part and go back to Power BI Desktop. And there, we will now apply many of these concepts in practice, and we will get started with the calendar function here.